Welcome. So this is the design and drafting 2 class, week 7. So this week topic is the making models, chapter part 2. So let's get started. This is the learning objective. So I want to share with you this week. There are many topics, fun features we are using this week. So we are using Loft, Rip, and Web to design desired 3D objects. So these are very fun. And then we're gonna use holes and threads. So using these functions, we can create a set of bolt and nuts. So this will be your one assignment. And then we also use a mirror tool to copy bodies and components. So this is also second assignment. We are using hairbrush. So by copying this one, and then we're gonna use rectangular and then circular path patterns. So this is our outline of this week, and let's get started the pre-class lesson. So let's ignore this one. So this is not relevant. So in the pre-class, I want to explain several features: loft, flip, and web. So first one is loft. So as you can see, we can create this kind of object or pyramid types object using loft function. So that interpolate a body between sketches. So let's say we have two sketches. One is a rectangle in the bottom and then circle on the top. So I draw a circle and then move to top on G plane. And then I can interpolate two objects using loft function. And then that create 3D object like this. This is loft. So I already created my YouTube video how we can use loft. But I'm going to show you a quick demo using the loft function. All right, so this is a new canvas. So I'm going to create a new sketch on XY plane. Let's create, so just, I don't want to specify, let's just random. So, but let's just say 50 by 50, a rectangle. And then the next step I want to do is I want to create a circle, and let's say 20 millimeter, and just move a little bit here. All right, so, and then the next step what I want to do is I'm going to move, I click this house button on the view cube. So what I want to do is I want this circle to move to G plane, to top, okay? So I can do this by clicking this circle and then mouse right click, and we can find move copy menu. Okay, let's do this again. First of all, you need to select the circle that you want to move, and then click mouse right click, and you should see this quick menu, and click move and copy, right? And then you can see this arc, several arcs, and then arrows. So the arrows means that the directions. So if I click this arrow and then move your mouse while you're pressing the mouse right button, you can move the object, or you can move this Y coordination or G coordination like this. So let's move this object to G plane, let's say 50. Okay. And then if you zoom out, you should see like this scene. And that's it. That's what we want, and to use loft. So once you finished, you should see like this. Okay. Let's repeat again. So in my sketch, I draw two geometry, one rectangle and one circle inside. And then what I did was I select the circle and then move mouse click, right click, and move the copy, and then move to G plane and then you see the flip menu. So I typed 50. That's it. So that's what I did, right? And then I just finish the sketch. So let's find loft menu. So this is the solid menu. So okay, I finish the sketch and click create, and then find loft. Right. So this is a loft function. So you should see this loft pop up in dialog, and you need to select the profile. So I'm going to select this bottom profile, and then this top circle, right? So you see, so the objects show the 3D object, right? See the loft function to interpolate the object along with the sketch. So I'm going to unselect the two objects. So I selected this one and this one, this circle. Or you can select this center point of the circle rather than this circle. So let's do this, how it changed. Then the rectangle interpolate to the center point, not the circle, right? So you can change your types of loft function, right? And also we can see the guide types. So if you click center line, okay, it does not change at all, but you can change these lines, or you can change this profile that say connected or direction. So the connected means that connects the line, or direction means that goes to direction but has some smooth around the line. So you can also change it like this. Yeah, every time you change, that shows the different objects. So you can click, and this is object. So you can change the object by editing the shapes you created on your sketch. So you can edit sketch, and then if you move your mouse, let's try to move the object like this. And if you finish, you change the object, right? So this is a loft function. So loft function is very useful when you have the start or end geometry and you want to connect to make a 3D feature that connected. Okay, so the another example is an application of loft. So using the loft, we can create this kind of object. This one. So I'm going to show you the quick demonstration. So I draw 4 circles, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then use this circle and then connected using connected all circle using the loft function to create this kind of shapes. So let me show you this example. I already done, but let me show you this using from this empty canvas and create a new sketch. And I'm going to select XG plane, not XY plane. See this one? Because we want to draw a object on horizontally. So I'm going to draw a line, a horizontal line. Let's just say 100. Right. So and then I'm going to draw a line, short line, each 50 millimeter from the bottom. Okay. And then another line, I don't specify the height, but the same length. Same. And then one more. Okay. Okay, I draw 4 lines, and then let's finish sketch first. Okay. So we can see this 4 lines. So what I'm going to do is create circles that can be a geometry for the loft, but the circles, I'm going to create circle on this line. So for the bottom line, I'm going to use this one, this line, and then if I click the construct and plane at angle, then a line can be the angle, can be the plane, right? So I click this one, and then this same space with this line can be the plane. So let's click OK, and then I'm going to draw a sketch on this plane, and then draw a circle. So I'm not specifying the actual size of the circle, but the, let's say like 25, and let's finish and click the house button. Okay, so I created a circle, and I'm going to create another circle on here and then here and here along with these lines. So let's click construct and plane at angle, and then select this line. See, and this, by selecting this line, I can create a new plane, right? So click OK, and then create new sketch on this plane. So let's create a new circle that's gonna be randomly like a 20 millimeter. Okay, and click, and let's repeat the 2 more times. Plane and angle, and select this line and make this plane, and create new sketch on this plane, and then create another circle. Let's just say randomly create, and then lastly I'm going to create another circle but on this top plane. So let's, by clicking this line, I created a new plane, and let's draw a small circle, let's say 5 millimeter, and finish sketch. Okay, we are ready to use loft function. So let's click loft, and then click the 4 circles that I created, and I made this object, a fine types object, right? Let's rotate, and looks good. But if you want to change the and modify this object, you can simply edit the sketch. So I want to use the circle one here. So let's find the circle. If you open browser panel, you can find the object you created. Okay, so sketch 3 is the circle. So I'm going to edit sketch by clicking right click and edit sketch, and I can edit this object. So let's move this center point of this circle to the center of the aligned with other circles, and like this. Or I can change the size, the bottom up, let's say which one is bottom. Okay, so this is bottom circle, so I can edit this sketch, and then size, it's gonna be 40. Let's say what happened. Yep, see, it changed. Or I can change it, let me try another one. I can change this circle by edit sketch and change this size like this. Let's see what happened. Like this. Yep. Okay, this is another good use of this loft function. Okay. The next one is rip. So the rip is a scene support that creates rigidity of the object. So let's say this, I have this object, only this one, and then in many cases we might need to create a support beam to support this and this. So like this. So rip is a easy way, easy tool to create this kind of support beam. So let me show you how we can create this kind of rip example. So to use rip, we need to have this kind of object, right? So I can show you the quick tutorial to make this one object. So that side was 10 by 50, and this is the rectangle of the bottom. So let's do this in my Fusion 360. So let me create a new canvas and a sketch. The sketch will be, let's say, I'm going to use rectangle, and then I need to use center rectangle. So you need to also use center rectangle. So, and then create a rectangle 50 by 100. So this is so important. So you should use the center rectangle. So I will explain why a little bit later. And then finish sketch. And then extrude this bottom object 10 millimeter. Okay. And then let's create another sketch on top of this rectangle box shapes and create rectangle, center rectangle from the center. Let's say the height was 50 and then 10. Okay, and finish and extrude this one 50. Okay, so we are ready to add a support beam using rip. So the next step is so important. So I'm going to create a line. So to create a rip, we need to draw a connection line with the center of this line and goes to the center of this line. We need to draw this line. So to draw the center line, I need to create a new sketch. But this center line, I can draw the center line using on this XG plane. Okay, so just click, because the XG plane is a center of this object. See, right? So I draw this rectangle using center rectangle. So that created the rectangle that crossed the center line, center of this origin. So I'm going to select this XG plane, and then let's draw a line, and you need to find the edge. So if you cannot, your mouse doesn't work, so you can zoom up and find the edge, and then connect to the other edge, and let's just finish the sketch. Okay, we are ready. So we are ready to use the rip feature. So let's go create menu and find rip menu. Okay, and then this shows the curve, the rip win dialog, and then curve is the line that we want to make the support. So once you select the curve and then click this line, that will pop up the window that shows the depths, so thickness. So we can say keep the thickness, and then we can also add depths. So like 10, like this. So depths is this one, right? I'm sorry, this depth is this one. So we can change thickness and depths. Yep, I'm sorry, this is the thickness. Thickness was 20, and then the depth is this one, this direction, the inside the direction. Also, you can change the depth options. So we can select to next that connects this object to the another surface that meets the line, right? So you can change to the depths again, and we'll see, right? This is the rip function. So we can create this object. So let's say the thickness, depth and thickness is 10 millimeter. And let's click OK. Yes, we created this rip example. Okay. This is one quick simple example. And Okay. The last example, last thing I want to share in the free class is web feature. So web is the web is similar to RIP, but that create a theme feature that automatically extend to the end line. So if you have a box and then want to create a like RIP type, so a features, adding these lines, these features, so we can simply create this object, this part using web function. So to do this, you can just simply create this rectangle, and let's say 100, and then 50, and then extrude this object. Okay, and then you can also offset, and then you can also create this object, right? This is 3D object, and then you can just draw a lines on the sketch by like this, and then you apply web function, web feature, that automatically create this 3D feature of this using this with these lines. Okay, this is web. So let me show you the web demo on Fusion 360. So let's create a box using on sketch, XY plane. I'm going to create 50 by 100 and finish the sketch and extrude the rectangle, let's say 30, and then create another sketch on top of this box and using offset, because I want to create the outer the side. So using offset and click the lines after rectangle, and then offset 5 millimeter, but that goes to inside, so I created offset and click OK. Okay, so I created another rectangle that has offset from the outer bigger rectangle, and finish a sketch, and then extrude this inside inner rectangle to the down, to the down, and then let's say 25 millimeter. All right, so I created a simple box, and then what I'm going to do is create a new sketch to the bottom of the box. Click, and then just draw several lines. So let's say this line. The line can be connected to the end line, or you can just leave it like this way. So you don't need to necessarily connect to the end, because the web feature automatically connect to the end. So let's finish this sketch. I just draw 3 lines, and then let's see. So I'm going to click web, and then we need to click select curves. So I can click this curve and this curve and this curve all together, and let's say I can okay. Let's say thickness is 10 millimeter. So this is thickness of the object. So let's say 5. That changes the object. So that automatically filled the created a object, a feature with based on these lines. So I draw 3 lines, and that web feature created this and this and this part with this line. So this is web feature. We can use this one. So when we create a side panel inside a object, that very easily you can create this inside panels. So using web function. All right, so this is our class, pre-class. So I have a pre-class assignment, which is creating a support beam that as I showed to you in the tutorial just before. I'm providing this assignment. The length was 100, was cut here, and then you need to create a line, diagonally, right, draw a line, and then create a support beam using rib. Okay, this is your assignment. The rib thickness is 10 millimeter. Okay, this is the Preclass assignment. So we'll continue this lesson in the in class. Thank you for watching this video.